last potential drop here to the downside. The overall trajectory should look something like this here. It should pump to the upside. Target would be $62,200. We need to prepare ourselves for the next 24 hours because these next hours are crucial. What's going to happen with Bitcoin and the overall crypto market? If you want to know what I'm talking about, then definitely stick around here and let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here. I will jump directly into what's going on and why the next 24 hours are so important for us. In 24 hours, we're gonna get a new inflation reading in the US, and that will determine if we get the guarantee rate cut in September or if we are still on shaky legs and need to hope that we're gonna get one. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what we need to get the guaranteed rate cut and also what needs to happen if we don't get one. It's actually really simple. And then we talk about the Bitcoin chart. So we see here the last reading came out here, CPI 0.24%. For August, it's 0.27%, so a little bit higher. But what I want to so that is month on month. What I want to focus on is here year over year. So here you see we had in July 3.01%. August, the forecast is 2.74. If we get 2.74 tomorrow, then we get a guaranteed rate cut in September. And what that means, I don't have to explain it to you, you know. So if we get here a reading of 2.74 by tomorrow, the market will completely go nuts and we're gonna see massive pumps across the board, and that will hold on for quite a while. But the number that we need to focus on is that we get a lower number. It doesn't have to be 2.74. The lower number needs to be lower than 3.01. We need lower than 3.01% of an inflation reading to get a guaranteed rate cut. If it's above 3.01, we're on shaky legs. Even if it's 0.02, it doesn't matter. You know, if it's above, it's we don't know if we are getting really safely a rate cut by tomorrow. So also here on the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, you see here the last reading was 3%, but it's 3.01% here in July for June. Now we are waiting. So here you see they did. So now we are waiting basically for July that we get the reading for tomorrow. You know, so tomorrow, really important that you are watching this. It will come out, I think, at 2. I think it's coming out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the inflation reading, or it comes out at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I always confuse it with other economical data that are coming out in the US. It's either one, you know. So look at 8:30. If it did not happen yet, then it will happen then at 2 Eastern time. So also here, if you look here at the US inflation chart, here you see currently sitting at 2.97% for the reading in June, and expected for tomorrow is slightly below 3%. But again, if we are getting slightly above 3%, get ready that markets are going to tank. But I have planned out both scenarios for you guys. The ETF inflows, remember what I told you yesterday? I said I expect that for yesterday, we're going to get a positive inflow. And that's also what happened. But a lot of these other ETF providers, again, did not buy. Also, BlackRock did not buy, really surprising. And I think they are also waiting for the inflation reading to make their next move and start to buy even more, unless we're gonna, so if the inflation reading is bad tomorrow, we're gonna get a drop. So maybe they wait for that, for the last potential drop here to the downside. And watching here the $57,400 level on the weekly chart, because if we're losing that, it will give one final great buying opportunity before we come above this level here and then break here to the upside into a potential new all-time high. On the daily chart, things start to look better. Now forget for a moment that we have today a downwards dropping candle. What you need to focus on is that the 50 moving average is here creating that smooth angle that we were talking about. And if we're keeping that trajectory, then here, by next week, basically Tuesday next week, we should get, or we should be close to a new golden cross here. And again, that will mean that this death cross here was just a fake out, and that can happen in a bull market, and we get continuation to the upside. Now, if Bitcoin loses $57,000 and starts moving lower, then of course the angle will change of the 50 moving average, and we do something like this, and that will be really, really bad. So, and the outcome will be determined by tomorrow. So here on this daily chart, the overall trajectory should look something like this here. We completed that move to the downside. We should start moving now to the upside. Also, the indicators are pointing to that fact that the MACD should get a buy signal today. The RSI, stochastic RSI bounced off, so the trend line bounced off the signal line to the upside currently, and the RSI is going sideways. So we are not looking so bad, you know, but people are like going crazy already again. We are under $60,000, you know, we lost $59,000. We will go so much lower again, you know. So sometimes I just don't get it, you know. So I really don't get it. It's not that I'm a super perma bull, because I always show you what I see, you know. So if I see that we go down, I'm gonna tell you that we go down. If we go up, we go up. But I don't understand these kind of panic screamers, you know. So because here on the 1 hourly chart, really interesting things are developing here. So what I don't like is that this starts to look here like a diamond shape. I did not draw it. I just have a hunch that this looks like a diamond shape. Yeah, distorted diamond shape. So if I squeeze it a little bit, maybe then a little bit more, kind of like a diamond shape. So the problem is with a diamond shape, if we come out of, oh no, actually, because it's not a topping formation, it should be because we came out of a downwards trend, it should pump to the upside. So the target would be $62,200. That is exactly the level that we need to reclaim to open us up to move to $64,000. So always remember out of which direction we are going into a pattern to know where we are going next. So if we would have gotten a diamond pattern up here because price would have moved up, then we get like this diamond shaped pattern. Sorry, my drawing skills are not the best. So then you would get continuation to the downside. So but here, because we are coming out of a downwards trend, then formed a diamond shaped pattern, should get a move to the upside. That would be also in alignment with the Airdrop wave count. Remember, I believe that the 4 was here at $57,700. If for some weird reason we are losing this level, for example, by tomorrow, it should not end up lower than 2, because then the count is incorrect and invalidated if we go lower than 2. So, but we could get close to the 2, something like this, and then start 5. So that is possible, guys. You know, I just want to make sure that you're aware of that this can potentially happen if the inflation reading would be bad tomorrow. Let's say it comes in with like super hot 3.5, 3.6, which is insane, you know. So if that would be happening, then expect that Bitcoin will be like around $55,000. Nonetheless, there is a small chance that we are coming a little bit lower to like $58,000 and then go to the upside. I'm going to show you in a moment why. But otherwise, if we're starting to break here to the upside out of the diamond shape pattern, I will still remain to have here for that trade to $64,000 to have a safe entry at $60,300. But if you're a little bit more risk adverse, you can take the entry from the break of that diamond shape. But I would do it above here that other resistance of, what is that, $59,400. So there's a $900 difference, a 1.5% difference between the safe entry above 60,000 and the entry of the diamond shape pattern. Depends on what you want to trade, you know. So because remember, the diamond shape has also different target than the other trade setup here. On the 1 hourly chart, here is one of the scenarios that I'm looking at. Remember, if we come a little bit lower, you know, we can go to 57, but then I expect a bounce back to the upside, kind of like a W shape, and then continuation to the upside. So why do I believe that could be playing out? Really simple. here is an untouched order block. Price usually comes back to these order blocks, finds here support, and continues to go to the upside. So this is an untouched order block here. We got close to touch it with this candle, and you see immediately we bounce back to the upside, but we did not really get into it. So there is the possibility that we come down to take the liquidity from here, then push up, get a W shape, and continue the upwards trajectory. Again, guys, if you want to trade anywhere, trade currently on ZoomX. On ZoomX, you still get $10 just for signing up. And if you deposit $100, you stand a chance to win every week twice $500. I did not check something. So tomorrow I'm gonna pull another winner. The winner from Saturday will actually get credited today or tomorrow. I spoke with ZoomX about this. So you get your money today or tomorrow if you're watching. If you want to be the next winner, guys, just deposit $100 and I'm gonna pull a winner by tomorrow. The other thing is they have also now a trade coverage insurance for these $100, guys. So if you even go further and you trade with the $100, for the next 2 weeks, you cannot lose these $100. If you lose it, ZoomX is covering you. You get your $100 back, but I advise you highly, only trade with like 10x or something, you know, that you actually don't lose that money. With 10x, you can double your money in no time if you trade the right altcoin. But I also suggest you wait until tomorrow until the inflation numbers come out. But it's really easy, guys, you know. So for both things, just use the link in the description. That's where you can sign up for it. Go and take advantage of that before both is gone. And also you get a deposit bonus of up to $45,000 on ZoomX currently. On the daily time frame here with the VPVR, also here down here you see there is the potential of price coming down to 57,600, 56,600. But from there, we should get a bounce back to the upside. Again, this is coming from this area here that we could see a move down here. The reason why I believe that we could come down here is also that above us on the higher time frames is a lot of resistance. Not only the EMA ribbon is here in a downtrend, also the horizontal resistance zone is still above here. And the VPVR has also massive resistance over here. And then the next cluster over here at like $68,000. So that is something that you should keep in mind, even though the indicators are looking bullish. The RSI looks like that we potentially bounce off here the 42% level, and the MACD, like I said, if we come a little bit higher, we get a bullish close and should get continuation to the upside. So now on the liquidation levels, also here, currently Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart is under the EMA ribbon, which is not good. We need to reclaim the ribbon, but the problem is that we potentially see here a small flush into the golden ratio of $57,350, then come back up and only then move up here and clean all the liquidity that is sitting up here. So, and I think we need to wait until tomorrow for that move to be happening here into 64 and potentially even higher than that. Because remember, guys, the 200 moving average here is acting as a magnet, and also up here at the 200 is the most concentrated liquidity on these liquidity levels that you see here on the MDX algo indicator currently. When we go to a liquidation heat map, also here, $60,800, $61,000 is right now the highest concentrated area with short liquidity. And then also here we have a huge block from 59,400 to 60,400. That is primed for a really nice short squeeze once we are getting here above $59,400, where we potentially get a wick into 61, then pull back, and from there build a little bit momentum to continue to go into higher levels. So here also to the downside, you see 58,200 is definitely in the cards to take out the liquidity that's sitting here on the long side, all the way down to like 57,600, and I think there it's going to stop, because here we have like a small void where there's not a lot of liquidity sitting, even though it's pretty small. I believe that will mark the stop of that downwards move, and then we definitely go up to take out all the liquidity sitting above us. Also here on the 1 hourly chart, current resistance $59,800, $900 approximately, that we need to break to move here into higher levels. Once that is done, we should be fine. Overall here on this trade setup, you are again slightly in profit if you either added or entered for the first time at the entry level that I had given here in the past. So we are also doing well over here. And on the 4 hourly MDX algo gradient, here also something really interesting. You see here we're now again into a blue phase where price is cooling down. And you see then here, when we came out of a red phase, get into blue, we normally get a pump to the upside. So I'm waiting right now for that pump here above $60,000, and also flip the super trend here, the green and the red line, into green again, and get continuation to the upside. Here the reactor indicator is also telling me that we are soon getting a leg to the upside. Look here in the past what happened when we got here like a purple area over here, for example. So we had here red, then we flipped it purple. Purple. It's like purple blue. But you see here we got continuation to the upside. So here the same thing. Here we flipped into purple. We went a little bit down, like here now. You know, we went into purple. We go a little bit down. We are bottoming out in blue. So here maybe it comes blue really soon, and then here bottoming out, got another leg to the upside. So this leg to the upside is overdue in my opinion. We just need to be a little bit more patient before this is actually unfolding. So then the Bitcoin dominance is getting a retest right now at the 57% level. Remember, I told you this is going to happen most likely, and that we don't want to see straight more huge candles to the downside. We want consolidation on the dominance before we get another leg to the downside, because if we get these gradual moves to the downside, it will be much more sustainable and will not lead to huge swings in the altcoins where we one day go up 50% and the next day we drop again 30%, because that's not what we want to see. You know, we want to see 5, 6, 10%, 12%, 15% in one single day, but the dominance is coming down slowly. You know, I rather have like 3-4 days where one coin goes every single day 10% up, but the dominance goes down like this and not like this. You know, so this is not what we want to see. Then Solana trading below the golden ratio right now. Wait for a reclaim of the golden ratio. The 1 hourly chart here is looking good for a turnaround because of the stochastic RSI about to give a buy signal. The MACD is going to bounce here, the trend line of the signal line, and the RSI is also pointing to the upside currently, which is giving me also more confidence that we are reclaiming here $147 and then move into higher prices. So we need a 2% move on Solana, and then we can enter this, because here that consolidation phase is getting also more and more narrow. We have here like a small symmetrical pennant or triangle. So here maximum in 4 hours we should get a breakout to the upside if we are just keeping going sideways until then. But I think it will happen actually in the next hour or the hour after that. Again, if you want to trade Solana and you don't have any money, guys, on Bybit you get $500 worth of an airdrop position absolutely for free by depositing just $100. Deposit $100. Claim the airdrop voucher, use the airdrop voucher, and keep all the money that you are winning with this. Remember, guys, I've shown over and over again that with even $300-400 you can make multiple $1,000 in one single trade. So go and sign up with the link in the description. I think it's even the first one that, where you can sign up and make use of that. Take all the free money that you can get, as long as the exchanges are throwing around with it, because they did not do that in the bear market, you know. So take whatever you can get. Then Ondo is retesting the golden ratio here. On the daily, the stochastic starts to be a little bit overbought, but the MACD and the RSI are still at good levels. So even though the stochastic might be looking toppy, I believe we can still see a lot of continuation based on the MACD and the RSI, and can ignore what the stochastic RSI is showing us. Here, the only thing what we need is a break of 77 cents and then 84 cents, and then you're going to see a really big candle when we are breaking this downward sloping resistance line here on Ondo, potentially straight up here into $1.05 really quickly. So also keep an eye on this. The golden ratio is a good level to open a position on Ondo if you don't have one, and trade this then into the 84 cent or all the way up to like $1.05 level. The stop loss would be set roughly at, I would put it at 67 cents. So if you enter at 71, at 67 cents there I would set stop loss. Then Injective also dancing around our entry. Also here we see consolidation currently, which is not the worst. And also here we have potentially small pennant. See here, so also this is on a 4-hourly chart. This will break out by after tomorrow potentially. So watch that. So if we come back here to like $18.10, it will give us a great opportunity to open an injective position if you don't have one. The indicator is also telling me that we are potentially bottoming out here in terms of indicators. The stochastic might get one or two more lines to the downside to hit the bottom. Once we hit the bottom, you know, okay, this is ready to reverse, unless we're getting here prior to that a buy signal. But for that, price needs to move up here like 3% in the next 10 minutes. If that will be the case, even better, then you have directly your sign. Otherwise, we could go as low as $17.21 on a retest of the 50 moving average. Remember, I was also talking about this the other day here. Rune also still sitting here at the 50 moving average and around our entry level currently. So again, if you also missed here your entry, and now is a good time to open a position. But also here, I would potentially wait another 1 or 2 4-hourly candles. Unless you want to be a little bit more risk adverse, you can enter here around the entry level, but set your stop loss slightly under the 50 moving average, just in case that we get a fake out and we roll over, that you are protected and don't lose too much money. But otherwise, the targets still remain the same. What I mentioned yesterday, there's no change in that. Here for GRT, actually fell below our entry level. And are going to retest the demand zone here on the MDX algo indicators below us, which is fine, which will be back to like 13 cents 5 potentially. That's what I would say before we get continuation to the upside. So if you want to enter lower, you can do that. Remember, that was my original entry for that trade, where I made over 12% on the way up. So most likely we're coming back here, and that would be the setup. So stop loss at 13 cents and 12, 13 cents 56 your entry, target 15 cents 56, because I believe here the next time the liquidity was taken out of that supply zone with that candle here, where I also exited my position. So now when we come up here, there should be nothing stopping us to go higher. And again, if you want these amazing indicators from the MDX Algo Suite, you get 10% discount with the link in the description, guys. Take it as long as also the 10% are available on the discount. The suite is amazing. I use it on a daily basis for all my intraday trading and also for my long-term trading. Go and check it out because they are really, really amazing. Then here also, Telegram broke out of that falling wedge here, but came basically straight back into it. So we are retesting now the downward sloping trend line. Also here, a retest into the 50 moving average would not surprise me, but overall the indicators looking quite, let me put it this way, slightly bullish, because the MACD is about to print here another lighter red candle. So like in 8 to 12 hours we should be green on the MACD. The stochastic is about to give a buy signal. The RSI is going up while price is going down, so there's a small divergence. I believe when this divergence is going to play out, we are back like at $6.60, maybe even here to that trend line $6.72, which is in alignment with the 200 moving average. There we will face some resistance, because also here's a supply zone from the MDX algo, from these order blocks here and that lower high. So be prepared that when we get up here, we will struggle a little bit like the last time to break through that. But once we do, everything is clear to go to $7. But let's see what tomorrow holds for us with the inflation numbers. That will be really important. And don't forget, guys, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. And I hope to see you with more profits tomorrow.